Democracy is anti-Islam, claims Kashmir's top terrorist. He's of the Hizbul Mujahideen and he's inciting stone pelters to target security forces in the name of Islam. Zakir Musa, seen as terrorist Burhan Wani's successor, is inciting youngsters to use gun and stones to establish the rule of Sharia in Kashmir. Security forces have for long been warning of trouble in the valley, saying it's sponsored by Pakistan in the name of religion. There is nothing political about it. Kamaljit Kaur Sandhu and Shujaul Haq bring us our top story.
July 8, 2016, Indian security forces gunned down Hizbul Mujahideen commander Burhan Wani. July 10, 2016, stones rained down as security personnel clashed with Kashmiri youth in the valley's biggest eruption in years. March 15, 2017, Burhan's successor Zakir Musa now releases this chilling video.
जो संगबाज भाई हमारे उनको मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि वो जब भी पत्थर उठाए तो वो इस्लाम के लिए हो, वो कश्मीर के लिए या किसी वतन के लिए ना हो, ये वतनियत की जंग ना हो, वो खालिस और खालिस इस्लाम के लिए हो.
The valley has been ripped apart by unrest after Burhan Wani's death. Over 2,690 cases of stone pelting have been registered in 2016 alone. Over 76 persons, including security personnel, have been killed in some of these incidents. Over 1,284 incidents of stone pelting have been reported in North Kashmir alone. 146 cases have been registered under the Unlawful Activities Act. This invitation to stone pelters to continue their violence in the name of religion is not the first time that 22-year-old Zakir Musa has pledged to spread terror in the name of Islam.
ये जंग हमारे बीच में थी, आपस में थी, लेकिन आप लोगों ने फैमिलीज को इन्वॉल्व कर दिया है इसमें. पहली और आखिरी गलती समझकर माफ कर रहा हूँ. फैमिलीज आपकी भी है, हमारी भी है. आप लोग हमारी फैमिलीज के साथ छेड़ोगे, हम आपकी फैमिलीज को नहीं छोड़ेंगे.
As Musa's terror message spreads and Kashmir's youth continue to be radicalized by terrorists in the name of religion, will the valley see another summer of unrest, or will the government act now to stop Sharia terror in its tracks? With Kamaljit Sandhu in Delhi and Shujaul Haq in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
For more on this story, I want to quickly bring in Kamaljit Kaur Sandhu and Shujaul Haq. Also Khalid Jahangir, the spokesperson of the BJP, and Gohar Gilani, a Hurriyat sympathizer who joins us on the broadcast. But Kamal, I want to come to you first. Security forces have been saying this all along. This is radical Islamic terror in Kashmir.
Well, absolutely worrying signs as far as this video has emerged. And remember, this after Burhan Wani used the same tactics, releasing videos on WhatsApp. This video has gone viral. Security forces managed to access it from one of the social network sites. But what is worrying is that he's giving a fair warning as far as security forces are concerned, saying those who are kafirs who have joined security forces are in police. There are dire consequences. That means the families of these particular police officers may also be under threat. But what is important is the sort of smoke screen that existed earlier. If there was any chance, if there was any ambiguity that they were innocent stone pelters who were trying to actually...
Oh, absolutely. I also want to bring in Shujaul Haq. Shuja, on ground, stone pelters claim that their movement was political. It clearly isn't. How are they reacting to this video?
Well, Gaurav, it's a very interesting thing that has happened. You know, as I was talking to you earlier in the broadcast, this is perhaps the first time that we are seeing somebody coming out openly and saying and asking the stone pelters to pelt stones in the name of religion. Earlier, all the separatist parties, everyone who belonged to that camp, you would justify it by saying that there is a political problem on the ground here, and that's why stone peltings and unrest happen. How they will respond to this is going to be very, very interesting to see. Even, you know, leaders like Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani have hardly been seen saying that stone pelting has anything to do with the religion in past. Yes. I don't know how they will respond to something like this now.
Okay, stay with me. Gohar Gilani, terrorist Burhan Wani used to say he wanted an Islamic caliphate. He took the help of a Pakistani terrorist organization, Lashkar-e-Taiba. Now Zakir Musa is saying that Sharia has to be imposed. Pick up a stone for Sharia. Does Gohar Gilani and do people want Sharia in Kashmir?
Mr. Gaurav, first of all, when you introduced me, you made a mistake, because I can also refer to you as Modi sympathizer or Hindutva sympathizer. So please try to introduce your guests with what they actually are. I'm a journalist, I'm a political analyst, and you please take your words back. The way you introduced me is very, very problematic, and I can refer to you as a Modi sympathizer.
Okay,
or
can we stick to facts now?
Program,
okay,
supporter
columnist,
of Babri
writer.
Masjid demolition. So don't get into this. Yes, now no. Yes, please, thank you very much.
Okay,
so
you
now
want Sharia
coming
in
to your
Kashmir?
question.
Are people in favor of Sharia in Kashmir?
We are because of the absence of, please, the larger, the people in Kashmir, everybody knows that it's a political problem which needs a political solution, and people want a peaceful solution to this dispute. And coming to this video which you just played on your channel, I want to tell you that we are where we are because there is absence of dialogue, because there is denial in New Delhi that Kashmir is a political dispute.
There is denial in Srinagar. Mr. Gohar Gilani, is there denial that this is a problem where religious fundamentalists are exploiting the situation, sir?
Let me complete. It is also to be seen, what kind of radicalization is happening in mainland India. The way BJP
Kashmir is also mainland India, Gohar Gilani. Kashmir is also mainland India. Kashmir is also mainland India, and it is high time you realize that and you say it. Kashmir is mainland India.
That's why I hate. Kashmir is a disputed territory.
Oh,
you get
Pakistan
it right.
occupied
Please,
Kashmir is the dispute. Pakistan occupied Kashmir is the dispute. The sooner people like Gohar Gilani understand that, the sooner
Pakistan
it is better.
Kashmir is also
Pakistan occupied Kashmir is the only dispute, sir. Pakistan occupied Kashmir is the dispute.
Don't threaten me on live television.
Is that a threat? Oh my God, is that a threat?
I don't take this threat seriously. Don't threaten me on live television.
Oh, is that a threat?
Yes,
really? Is that how you...
Tone down,
you are not on one of those convenient channels where you can get away. You are not on one of those convenient channels where you can get away with that facade. Here we speak the truth.
In 94,
we speak the truth. Kashmir is an integral part of India. It's mainland India.
You are behaving like an army colonel, not a journalist, not an anchor.
Kashmir is an integral part of India, and you don't have to be an army colonel to say that. Every Indian, including in Kashmir, say that. But I want to bring in Khalid Jahangir, Gohar Gilani, and that is exactly why I introduced you the way I introduced you, because that's a fact. You have to speak the truth on this channel, sir. The truth is, Kashmir is an integral part of India. Do you admit that? Do you admit that? I am an Indian and I am very proud of it. And my show is called India First. It is not just an army. It is not just the army. It is not just the army that defends this country. But I want to quickly bring in once again, you are running away from the issue, sir. You are running away from the issue because you don't have an answer today. Because people like this stand completely exposed. You stand exposed. You stand exposed today, sir. I want to quickly bring in Shujaul Haq for more on this. And Kashmir, is that the problem? People don't want to come out with the truth. This is the truth. Security forces, Shuja was saying this all along. This is radical Islamic terror. It has nothing to do with political. That's just the facade. Is that now coming out in the open through this terrorist video?
Well, Gaurav, we know Kashmir has been a problem for long. I mean, there have been more than 30 years that there is a trouble on the ground. But perhaps this is the first time that we are seeing, these kind of open admissions are pushing people towards radicalization. Yes, there is a core issue which needs to be resolved. Yes, there are steps being taken by all sides, but this has been one of the problems, one of the apprehensions with not just the security forces or the establishment, but also with the people living here, that what if it goes towards radicalization? There again, there are a lot of people, particularly the opposition parties, who are training their guns at the dispensation which is ruling right now for lack of understanding and handling the issue properly, so that this has reached to the level where it is today.
And let me now bring Khalid Jahangir to respond to this. Khalid Jahangir, does the PDP BJP government have a strategy to deal with this threat, or will it fumble through the way it did last year, sir?
Is this question for me?
Yes, Mr. Go on, sir.
Well, I just want to make few points. Gawar, I was just listening about the Gawar speech and about you. I think Gawar is a journalist and everybody has its own
Sir, can we
statements
stick to
tell. I think
issues at
Gawar should
hand?
give
Does your
space.
government have a strategy
And
to deal with this issue?
And second point which I made to you is that we should not ever say that Burhan was a commander. He was not a commander. We should not. Our national channels should try to avoid these kind of statements where we say that Burhan was a commander. He was a militant, a terrorist, and he was killed by the security forces rather than glorifying his portfolio. Let me come to the video which I have seen of Zakir just now. Well, in the video, it's openly seen that he is very afraid of the security forces, that he knows that he is getting to be killed, and he just wants to safeguard himself by portraying and appealing the young generation of Kashmir to pelt stones. Well, Islam is a religion of discipline. Whoso abides it is a Muslim, is a pious Muslim, and who doesn't abide the religious performing of Islam is not a Muslim. I saw here Zakir is a misguided and has been brainwashed by the ISI to hoodwink the youth in the valley of Kashmir. I think it's better for him to surrender as early as he can to have fruits in the democracy.
Oh,
And let me come
absolutely, I
other
agree
point,
with you.
that
I
there is-
also
and
agree
let-
with you on the
go-
point. No, Mr. Jahangir, I completely agree with you on the point that Burhan should not be called a commander. And on this channel, on India First, no, hear me out. Hear me out, sir. On this channel, a terrorist is called a terrorist. He's not called a militant.
Exactly.
A terrorist is a terrorist.
Exactly.
And that is how they are referred
Terrorist
to
is
in this
right.
channel. Now, Gauhar Gilani, youngsters in Kashmir being taken for a ride. These Azadi slogans, is it, and do you admit that the real radical Islamic ideology is actually now coming out through these terrorists like Zakir Musa and terrorists before that, Burhan Wani before that?
Honestly, hand on my heart, I'm deeply worried about the radicalization in Indian politics and also globally. The way Trump has won elections or Modi has won elections.
Oh,
or what
clearly
is
you have
happening in
no
Turkey or other
answers. You
places.
have no answers
You know,
to
you
the
cannot
problem in
have,
Kashmir. You're going
Zakir
to
Musa
Trump and
as
you're
an
going to
example.
Modi.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
sir.
please,
Look at
come
the
on.
situation
Arre,
in your
come on, yaar.
backyard. Look at the situation
on, man.
in your
Come on,
courtyard.
man.
That's where the main problem is. The sooner
Yes.
you realize it,
It is
the
your
better
creation.
it is.
It is
The
your
better
creation.
it is for you,
It is your
clearly.
creation.
And you are
It is your
unwilling.
creation,
You
Mr.
are
Gaurav. It is
unwilling
your
to see the
creation.
truth. And that
Because
is why
you do
youngsters
not
are
respect
suffering because
non-violent
there are
movement.
vested interests. There are vested interests in Kashmir who want youngsters to suffer. They claim it's Sharia rule. Do they actually want Sharia rule
bullets
in
always
Kashmir?
kill teenagers
We will
in Kashmir.
leave that question to the people to answer. But to all my guests, many thanks for joining me. Do you want to be fooled? And that is something that people in Jammu and Kashmir need to answer. Do you want to be fooled year after year in the name of Azadi by radical Islamic fundamentalists who are using the gun to establish a caliphate sponsored by Pakistan? Let's now shift focus to our other story. India hit out at Pakistan at the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, exposing the problem people in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir are facing. Pakistan has initiated a brazen project to declare Gilgit and Baltistan region of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir as its 5th province. A committee headed by Pakistan's Foreign Affairs Advisor Sartaj Aziz has proposed giving the status of a full-fledged province to Gilgit-Baltistan. Pakistan calls it northern areas. It's a part of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, illegally taken by Pakistan in 1947. Pakistan's Minister for Inter-Provincial Coordination, Riaz Hussain Pirzada, has said that a constitutional amendment will be made to change the status of the region. If Gilgit-Baltistan is declared as a Pakistani province, it will strengthen Pakistan's illegal occupation of Indian territory. I want to cut across to India Today's editor Shiv Arur for more on this big story. Shiv, explain to our viewers why what Pakistan is doing is blatantly illegal.
Many reasons for why this is, completely preposterous, both as far as India is concerned, Also, as far as the people of Gilgit-Baltistan is concerned, Gaurav, this, as you know, is the Gilgit and Baltistan area of Jammu and Kashmir that is now currently occupied by Pakistan, just north of Kishanganga Valley, better known as Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. That, of course, is the line of control. Now, Gilgit and Baltistan, which is largely a Shia part of Jammu and Kashmir, has been neglected. It's been oppressed for many, many years. The people of that area don't consider themselves Pakistani. They're much closer to India in that sense politically. They claim that they've been oppressed and ignored. Very importantly, a development today, Gaurav, is in Geneva at the United Nations. You have a representative of the UK PNP saying that even provincial status for Gilgit and Baltistan by Pakistan will not stop the persecution of the people in that area, and it's a complete sham. The word sham has been used by the people of Gilgit and Baltistan for all of this. This is the reason why we're calling this a land grab, is because Pakistan so far has left it pretty ambiguous what the status of Gilgit and Baltistan really is, even though it has let its own decree prevail in that area as far as its military oppression is concerned. But by considering and proposing the idea of provincial status for Gilgit and Baltistan, it's obviously just a land grab. And let's make no mistake that China is definitely on board with this proposition, because the economic corridor passes through it.
Shivarur, for the moment, many thanks. Now, Pakistan is fomenting trouble in India, and the latest example was seen in North Kashmir's Kupwara this morning. An operation began late last night. 3 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists were holed up in a house since last night. The army, the CRPF and the Special Operations Group of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, they surrounded this area. From what we know, the cordon stayed there through the night. This morning, an operation was then mounted and all 3 terrorists have been neutralized. 3 Pakistani Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists have been neutralized. 1 JNK police constable was injured in this operation. He's been identified as Danish Ahmed. A young girl was unfortunately killed in this encounter.